Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I have an article here from Business Insider that is really misleading. But let's get into it and see how they maneuver and do intellectual gymnastics in order to make us, I don't know, understand their point of view and change ours, I guess. So this comes from today, June 16th, 2022. By Aliyah Shoaib, Aliyah. Authorities in occupied part of Ukraine says everyone born there is now Russian, a new step to erase Ukrainian identity. Hmm, is that so? All right, so they say over there that everyone born there is now Russian, a new step to erase Ukrainian identity. Okay. Let's read. Children born in Ukraine-occupied Zaporozhzhia will be made Russian citizens, authorities said. The move is part of a longer drive to reshape occupied Ukraine to wipe its Ukrainian territory identity. Ukraine also forced people to use Russian currency and switch the TV signals to Russian ones. Children born in the occupied part of Ukraine will no longer be considered Ukrainians at birth, authorities there said. Instead, they will be given Russian citizenship and considered part of the Russian population. The step, this lady says, I guess she's a lady, a woman, you have to earn to be a lady, my bad. The step is one of the series of measures in place through occupied Ukraine which are removing its national character and treating it instead as part of Russia. The announcement about citizenship came from officials speaking to Russian state-run news RIA Novosti. So let's, it says that Ukraine condemned the move to hand out passports as a flagrant violation, according to BBC. So let's see if this is how we should interpret, how should we interpret that? So Kosovo. When Kosovo was created, formed, or helped to form, get by the illegal bombardment of the Serbs by the Defense Alliance, NATO, then they created this country, Kosovo, and then there are Kosovarians, I think. Now, a Serb, let's say the next day is born, not a Serb, genetically Serb, who identified as Serb, in Kosovo, there are Serbs over there, is born today. What should that child be considered as? Serbian citizen, citizen of Serbia, or Kosovarian, citizen of Kosovo? Citizen of Kosovo, of course, of Serbian origin, right? Genetically, if you want to take it that way. So let's take my example. I came here, right, United States. I had different citizenship. My origin is Romanian, right? I'm a Romanian, genetically Romanian, even though it's a mixture of many things from Europe. And then I come here, I get the American citizenship, the US citizenship. I become a US citizen of Romanian descent. I don't like calling myself a Romanian American because it's only Americans here. It's not white American, black American, purple American, and all that. Are only Americans. But nevertheless, if people try to divide us, that's fine. But we should be aware of that. Then my children. Obviously, let's say I have a Romanian wife. So genetically, my kids will be Romanian. Now, when my kids were born here in the United States, they immediately got the UN citizenship. They are US citizens of Romanian origin. They're not Romanians living in the United States. This is how it goes. Now, the situation over there. I'm gonna leave to the side the fact that those countries, the territories were invaded by Russia. Let's say, okay, again in the war scenario, they invaded, took over, and saying this is ours, and this is gonna get to our what they are. This is now under Russian jurisdiction. That's it. Who's born here is gonna be what? French? It's gonna be Ukrainian on my territory. This is my territory now. How should I call it when you're born over here? Ukrainian or the country I took you from? Well, you could be Ukrainian, of Ukrainian origin, born in Russia, and you become a Russian citizen. Clear. So where is the erasing? Any child born in a country gets the citizenship. I guess, I mean, you know what I mean, without the little details. We're not changing the details. I'm not talking about people who come here and drop a kid and then they're citizens. Not that. I'm talking about, regular people. Now, what should they be called over there now? Those regions, so this was the worst scenario, case scenario. The Russians came, got, brutally took that. How should they do it? Should they just leave it as, oh, you guys, you're Ukrainian citizenship in my country? Is that how they should leave it? And there's a citizenship. It's not a nationality. It's not the gene. You're still Ukrainian, but you live now in my country, which you have to make it yours. Otherwise, would be what? Switch, transfer, population. What would that be? I'm not saying it's a nice thing, but on the other hand, let's take the other side. Oh, those regions that are majority Russian, they said we want to be independent. All right, because the other guys are attacking us and killing us under the UN right of self-determination, people's self-determination, they are entitled to. If within a country those people are killing you on ethnic reasons, you should do that, you could do that. And they did. The Ukrainian army attacked these provinces, territories that said, you know what, we will request autonomy. Oh, no, you can't. And they send the tanks and the guys defend themselves. So let's say, get the other, as I said, scenario. We became independent as territories. Majority of people are Russians. And then say, okay, now we decide to come back to our motherland, to Russia. And then go back to Russia. And they're going to be under the jurisdiction of Russia. What do you want those people to do? Call themselves what? Ukrainians, as I said. You're born, let's say I lived in those territories. There was a Romanian living over there, which they are, in Ukraine. And I got caught in all this. And I have kids over there. Let's say I have kids with another Romanian. My kids are, as I said, will be Russian citizenship, but of Romanian origin. Now, they try to push certain things that, oh, the school curriculum will be changed. Yes, it will be changed. Yes, it will be changed. We have a different system. It doesn't mean that the Ukrainians will not probably, they should, use their own languages in where they have their enclaves, where they go to school, like they all do. In Romania, they do that. In Ukraine, they do that, and then they limited the Romanians' right to have schools. Yeah. Those Ukrainians, yes. And they did the same thing with the Russians, So that happens everywhere. And the Russians said, yeah, we will respect that. We will do that. Means Ukrainians that are still in those territories that now belong to Russia through this independence fight, right? Let's put it this way, they will have schools in their language. I hope. If not, that's wrong. No other way. You can't, back up BS. But I don't know whether they try to erase identity. Yes, if they would not allow them to speak their language, if they would not allow them to identify as Ukrainian or Russian citizenship, if they would not allow them to have their stations, if they want to have stations in Ukrainian, if they don't allow them to, I don't know, have a party, if they want a party based on ethnic lines like they do everywhere, I don't know, in Romania there's for instance, is a Hungarian party. It's like what, 6% or something. Always in the parliament. Always. Okay, that's fine. If You can form your own party if you're on an ethnic uh, um, lines. So as long as you can do those things, and you're not discriminated because you speak on the street or on the phone with your whomever, your language, your mother tongue, then that's fine. And I don't see any laws yet, and I'm not talking about the future, as of now, that is forbidden. So once it's not, stop talking about BS. And yes, the curriculum will be changed. Every country has its own curriculum. Imagine here in the United States telling in school, they will get to that point where they're going to say certain things like the enemies. Let's say they will say, actually, you know what, the Germans were good and you guys, the Americans, were bad in the Second World War. What? What are you going to do? Let's say I'm a German American and I want to study the Third Reich's history. Do you think I will be allowed in school, in public school? No, I'm going to learn the country's history, official history, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I can read other books, but school has curriculum, an accepted one, approved one, if you want. I'm not going to learn because I'm German, I'm going to learn the Third Reich's history. Because I'm German, you infringe my rights. Wait a second, no, it's about propaganda. You have to learn what's good for the country that has that territory. The nation, that's how you keep it together. Otherwise, you're going to have it like here. You learn that you're bad, no, I'm good, you're bad. Groups, this group is bad, this group is the perfect one, this is good, and so on. And what country are you going to have? Psst, like that. And you can't keep it together like that, even with money. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.